when you first landed the role of Kratos in God of War, obviously, following Terence Carson, there's also an amazing God of War. Did you feel any pressures with that, being a new Kratos, which was a soft reboot of sorts?
None, because I didn't know it was God of War. They always have code names now, so you really never know what you're auditioning for. So it makes the auditions kind of difficult, but they do give very rudimentary kind of character descriptions, but I had no idea that it was God of War. And my son actually read part of the portion of the script that they give you audition. And he said, "Dad, I think this is God of War." I was like, "Nah, it's a video game. My agent knows I don't read for video games." So went in auditioned, and when I was moving on to the chemistry test with Sonny, they told my agents, "Yeah, it's God of War. It's a video game." So my agent called me and said, "Don't scream at me." I said, "Oh boy, what?" And she said, "Okay, it's a video game." Immediately, just every cuss word, and because what have we been doing now for? She's over 10 years, 11 years, call it 12 years. Back then, there was kind of that stigma to it, kind of like when back in the day when movie actors would come to television. That was a sign of the end of your career. So back then, it was kind of like that. Video games, and my agent said, no, they're filming it. It's going to be just like a regular TV film. They're going to be shooting it, and still wasn't quite convinced. But I went to the chemistry test with Sonny, and it went great. And I still wasn't convinced it wasn't going to be. But then I got the script, the complete script, and it was tour de force. I mean, it was literally one of the best scripts if not the best script I'd ever read. So my fears were sort of assuaged. And then when we actually went for the first read-through, we did walkthroughs. I said, okay, they're actually filming this. This is a whole new deal. So that was, I realized I haven't asked you a question. But I still didn't, so I had seen my kids playing God of War in passing, but I really never paid that much attention to it. So I figured if they were recasting, that they wanted something different. So I never watched any of the old cinematics. I never did any research into who had been Kratos before, nothing. I just came in with my take on it. So I didn't feel any pressure until I guess it would have been 2017, the E3 reveal. And I was sitting backstage with Corey, and when Kratos comes out of the shadows, that eruption of the audience, that's when it started getting kind of heavy. And that was really the first time I felt the weight of I really understood how beloved Kratos was.
Yeah, it's great. I remember I was watching that E3 live, and I remember it's fantastic.
If I'm having a down day, I will still pull that up, and it still gives me chills. And it just automatically just elevates my mood.
I think I had a little mini seizure.
So did my accountant.
Well, I think we're all here now, so we'll take a seat at the front next to Chris. It'll be great.
We are live.
We're here.
See that good-looking face of yours?
He's got it.
You always at that? Yeah. Only young once, man.
There's a new game that we're breaking. It's called God of Hair. Sunny.
You gotta have take stuff with you when you're young. I just told him to move. Can you move back a little bit? And I moved you. He's moved back to Cincinnati.
There's mops. You've repped. I'm getting ready. I'm clear. Thank you.
All right, open to the next question. Oh, hey guys. It is amazing to have you all here with us at MCM. I guess the first question for each of you, these are characters that clearly mean so much to so many people around the world. I guess it'd be nice to hear from each of you what the characters mean to you and what as storytellers has most excited you, most kept your imagination going about bringing their journey to screen.
Yeah, screen.
Screen works.
All different screens. They all different sites. She really set the bar on, I guess, forgiveness, really, and if the importance of being truthful and honest in every phase in life. And so at times that looks like, I will rain down every agony, and it looks like vengeance and pain and feeling that bitterness, that churning of revenge, and thinking that might fulfill or make up for penance for whatever has wronged you, whoever has wronged you. But when I got the script for Ragnarok, because we know that's how they left Freya off, and truly expressed in her rage and her pain. But then when I was able to understand that they, through this transformative journey, got her to understand the importance of taking responsibility for her choices, which was a vital piece in her transformation, to be able to get to forgiveness and actually become the queen that she wanted to be, become the mother figure she wanted to be, and just the person, really, the goddess. That was huge for me. And it's the bar that has been set for Danielle in my life. I kind of think like, what would Freya do? Well, she'd fully express her feeling, but then she would transmute and transform into like the greater part of herself, which was through forgiveness. And so I think that's been the biggest impact for me.
On the line.
Kratos' journey is so similar to what my own journey has been. And it's about redemption, and it's about forgiveness, and it's about breaking cycles, and it's about wanting your child to be better than you. And you can't do that by talking. You got to do it by showing, by doing. And so when I first started playing this character, it literally was when I was making just a huge transition in my own life. And so through the whole first game, and I just gone through my youngest son, my best friend, had just gone off to college, and I was like broken. And having this relationship with Sonny really helped ease what I was going through, because our relationship has always been so real from day one. And just the parallel of the journey, I'm going to truncate this. Really, it was a blessing, not only business-wise, it was a blessing emotionally and spiritually. And because I was making these same steps in my own personal life that Kratos was making through his journey. Except he still drinks.
Just need. It's just the need.
Well, me personally with Atreus, I feel like I could definitely resonate with the character, just based on even Atreus, just his impulsive acts and like just him being kind of impatient and wanting the immediate of like him exploring and everything. And I feel like he was kind of lost in the beginning, especially in like Ragnarok. And I think honestly, like that's been pretty similar for me, just trying to like find my way out. But I mean, to be like a part of the game and just like explore this like whole character and go up with it, I feel like I have an advantage to kind of, put my own like creative input on the character and everything, and to work with the. Let's see. No, but they're all the best. So I've been out doing with some good people. So.
Yeah, so don't fuck it up.
There it is. We move it. Yours. My name is Cami.
It's just been fun. Like to actually have like it's a character that has things to say that are meaningful, as opposed to the majority of video games where it is, you're telling somebody you're driving the thing forward, but it's not actually got much depth. And with everything they've said, I mean, the fact is the character do have such depth, and so the interactions are really, really fun to play. Slightly different from me because when we were filming the stuff on stage, I was never actually hanging off his arse, which is just as well because he's curry.
But you're both.
But it's been such a joy to actually be on a stage and to have other guest actors come in who have playing, whatever it may be, Odin, and go, God, this is the best work I've done in 10 years. Yeah. And us be a part of that, to actually be able to play off that, and their enthusiasm firing all of us.
Yeah.
And then, the Brock and Sindri, the stuff that they did that was so powerful in this last game and so moving, and we're all going to be a part of that tab, to be about loss. And I'm reaching an age, I'm at an age where I have so much loss going on because I'm losing friends. That death has become a part of my life, and it is so real. And talking to people here, their connection to it and to our characters and what they mean to them is fantastic, because I do it selfishly for me, and then they come in and say, "Oh wow, they got this out of it," and that's unbelievable for a video game, for them to be that connected. So it's all the way around. It's been a joy to all work together. We want to do more of it, but and it's a joy to just to be able to share it with everybody and to feel like that actually means something to them.
And he actually is the smartest man alive. The thing is,
what?
He just has an accent.
It's indeed a very, very accent. That's right. But I just want to put a button on that, and then something that Chris talked about, and then just kind of echoing it with these extraordinary fine gentlemen, I like to call them, is that I feel like there was a soul contract. I mean, the parallels of my life and Freya, the parallels that Chris experienced in Atreus, that Sonny experienced as he was growing up literally right before our eyes in this character, and the maturation that happened with all these characters. We as actors had moments in our life that we could directly pull from that felt like this beautiful gift to exercise those feelings, those thoughts, those regrets. And Chris nailed it perfectly. Redemption and forgiveness, those are just massive shape-shifting things in one's life. And we were given this gift of God of War to do so in these characters, together, which was great.
That's the thing, too. It has been a gift. I mean, when we look back on it, I hope I speak for everyone. Everyone did this phenomenal work, but every day was fun. For the subject matter and for where everyone went interpersonally and emotionally, it wouldn't sound like it would have been fun every day, but every day, it was fun. We laughed every single day, and it's just I often say this, and I'm not kidding. It's ruined me. It's ruined me because now I don't want to do anything else.
That's really hard.
I don't want to. My agent is like so mad because I just refuse to do anything unless they can guarantee it's going to be like that. So it really is the whole thing. If you enjoy your work, you'll never work a day in your life. And every day was just enjoyable and fulfilling. And then to see these virtuosos doing all this great work, I mean, it was an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. Sickening.
Hello to the question. So the game has used a couple of different mythologies. Is there a particular sort of mythology that...
Objection! It's a leading question.
When you say it, like, are you doing different mythology? Because, I mean, it's all...
From Greek to Norse.
Norse. And, I mean, are there any other sort of areas that you would like to see?
You're digging, aren't you? Digging, aren't you?
I'm asking whether it's something you will ask to
Press, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, that's a fair question.
You want to...
No, I don't.
There are a lot of great pantheons. Egypt's a great pantheon. What are some other?
Have you done Aegis?
No.
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 Egypt.
Roman. I mean, I guess, well, Spartan does feel
Rome-esque.
Rome-esque, right? Every single
one of it race should be a part of, but it's like, this is, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I made no secret of this. I would love to go to Egypt just because it would be the bookend for my career, because I'm making a graceful or not so graceful exit to segue into grandparenthood. And for me personally, it would kind of be the cherry on top to that. Kind of started in Egypt in Egypt. I mean, but I have no say or no sway or no inside knowledge of what's going on. So that can't be misconstrued in any sort of way. I don't know a motherfucking thing that's going on. Next.
We'd be open to any, we can explore these characters anywhere.
Really can't go wrong because it's so easily transferable to other cultures because we're not as different as it seems, so it's the common themes of love and loss and redemption and, you said it in the world of God of War, it's got to be a winner.
We have time for one final quick question. Anyone like to go?
You told me at the end that I have a hair right.
Listen, I'm a friend that at least told you. I didn't want in the middle into the interview just yank it.
Hey, look, 13 minutes and 55 seconds into a 15-minute interview.
They're going to forgive you and they're going to love you. You're going to watch him go through his grief cycle right now. He's going to come out the other side with forgiveness to his friend.
Keep a final question to Jay.
Okay, and so the game's obviously quite heavily based on relationships between the characters, and that's the central theme. So how do you guys as actors prepare for taking a job like that to make sure you've already got the chemistry and...
You can't cry, the chemistry's there, it's not. I mean, like the fact is we walked in, didn't know each other from Adam or Eve, and then...
Oh, I knew Adam.
You knew Adam? Oh, yeah, I did.
I did know Adam.
There. And then we, you wing it, and you get to know each other, and you have the first flush of romance, and then then you learn who you are, who each other is, and it's just fun. It's fun because we all get on.
Yeah, we've had the longest honeymoon phase in history.
It's true. We're still sort of kind of in love with each other, which is great. And also there's that familiarity of coming home to family. And that was really prevalent when we went away, especially during COVID, right? And we were all like at a crisis, crossroads, everybody. We didn't know who's, going to die, what was the end of the world. I mean, it was really one of those moments. And we were all in the volume that day when we found out about it. And I looked at Matt Sophos and I said, well, if this is the end of the world, we're all going to die together and we're going to be in this room talking exactly catastrophize. Well, I'm a Norse goddess. I think of the worst and the best. And I thought, you know what? If I'm going to be anywhere in the world learning this dire moment, it's with the people that I love the most. I mean, outside of family, that's where these people. So, yeah, we certainly have been in a...
It is true looking back on it. We literally were on set when we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And that Ragnarok was... came out like that. I mean, all the handcuffs and shackles that were put on, not just us, but everyone who had projects going at the time, we couldn't pass each other weapons. We couldn't put our hands on each other. We couldn't. Yeah. It was just the most...
I feel like I was the one who said that to me too, because of shots on.
Yeah. But somehow it worked. And I think it's because we all just trusted each other.
Yeah.
It's so rare. And it's become just such an old cliche. We were like a family. Well, they say that because they all fucking hate each other, really. But it was better than a family, because it was a situation where people, like, none of us have really that much in common as people, other than a desire to succeed, to be great, to throw ourselves in our work, and a genuine caring and understanding of your fellow man, and wanting to know more about each other, you know, and it was just such a rare thing to, first of all, happen in life, but then to have it happen actually on a set where there was no hierarchy, there was no divisiveness, there was none of that.
Yeah.
And fuck, I'd be the first one to tell you if this is all bullshit. I hate these fuckers. It wasn't like that. It was truly the best experience of not just my professional career, of my life, when I had to be around a group of people. Truly.
Well, and
I ruined.
he's ruined forever. No, and one of the things that, like Chris, because we've been kicking around a little bit. I mean, Sonny was just a peep of an idea that grew up, and so he grew up in this culture and environment that was loving and supportive and exploratory and curious. You can't be judgmental if you're curious, right? Because it was open ended, and so Chris, with some of his bad experiences on certain sets, which will remain nameless, or some that I experienced in my life, to come into this room where there was a love and acceptance truly all the way through to every person that put their hand on this project. And Sony Santa Monica, our writers, Matt and Rich, the head writers, and of course, Corey Barlog, who gave birth to this new pantheon and this turn in Kratos' life. That is, they get all of the push up against it. No, the players won't accept him with the sun and vulnerable. He's the fucking god of war. He doesn't have flowers or cry, but how powerful that they allowed him to find that part of this humanity. So we're really lucky, not just because of the trappings of the narrative and because we as actors got to express like this amazing part of ourselves, but we were part of this truly family environment where it brought out the best in us, and it required excellence at every turn. And we did it.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head. I mean, you can't do your best work when there's people in the room against you.
Yeah.
Or hoping that you don't succeed, or jealousy, or there was really none of that. I mean, none. I mean, we liked watching each other work. Like, I've been in the business for a long fucking time. And this was the first time I would ever stay on set when I wasn't in scenes, just to watch them work. When we were in lockdown, I had them set up monitors because I came to set even days I didn't work. I had them set up monitors because they had a number count of people that could be on set. So I still wanted to feel like I was there. So I had every camera feed in my office, being able to watch the tapings and to give not feedback. They don't give a shit what I say. Not feedback, but I would just be like, shit, that was fucking awesome, and it was just transformative, like you can really do good shit and have a good time and learn shit, and that and that's kind of the thing. Thematically, God of War, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing, and ultimately we choose who we are. It's a decision.
On that lovely note.